So in terms of things that have been coming along, it's been a lot under the hood. So there's nothing that I can really demonstrate per se, because a lot of it was just optimization that can be boiled down to one sentence, even though it was removing a lot of processes. But I will demonstrate how random item spawning works in Unreal. So I believe you can see the screen. So let's look at, let's say, this box right here. Right now it's currently nothing. But if I were to, let's say, play it, once we're in, it's still nothing, but you can kind of see now that things are gonna start popping up. I think I set it for 10 seconds, so it's not, there we go. Oh, collected it right here. So you can kind of notice how it's kind of spinning and it's just kind of randomly spawned. Now, I believe, yep, it'll disappear and reappear somewhere else, and it's a randomized spawn rate. You can kind of see the outline material is working, of course, as well. Now, the question of how that's accomplished. So it requires two things. It requires you to have the actor ready. So the way the item works is it's kind of a two-way process now. We want to make sure that it's run on the server. So then whatever appears on your screen appears on everyone else's screen as well. You don't want you to have your own set of spawns and someone else have their own set of spawns. You want everyone to see the same thing. So the way we do it is we replicate everything on the server. We use a custom event. I named it overlap item, doesn't really matter. But we're running through all the processes in here essentially. Um, Now, this up here is for the save data, which isn't as important. However, the important part is making a child actor from it. In a very literal sense, the child comes from the parent. It adopts all its properties, and you can modify the child without worrying about affecting the parent file. So in this child file, it carries along all the properties as the parent file. However, we added a rotating movement to make it spin perpetually. We tag it with lines so it outlines the material within the world, and we give it, the static mesh. In the parent file, I haven't given it a static mesh, so you can replace it with anything you want, essentially. Now, in terms of the way the spawner works, so we define an area, and we do a few things. First, we create a new function within UE4. We say that we want it to loop for perpetuity, essentially, until you want it to stop. So for every loop that it goes, we put it through a add child actor function. What this does is it essentially just spawns the actor. In this case, we'll select the child item that we configured before, and the way we do it is we tell the engine to select the random point within this box. Reference the box, of course. We take the relative position of it. This is more or less just where things are, right? It's a bit strange to kind of think about, but the relative position of it, which is its center, we take the extents of the box, which is the outer boundaries of it, and we take a random point within it. Once we have a random point, we convert it into a transform. Whenever this function is called, spawn this item at some random point within the box, because we want one set of items to appear the same on every single user, not just the server or individual client. We run it on the server to spawn the item, and we set on a tick event to constantly do it. And I believe I set the interval delay to 5 seconds by default, but of course that can be changed. That's more or less how it works. Of course, all this stuff is modular. It can be changed. It can be customized to however the editor pleases.